All right, so I know a lot of global people are probably wondering, like, yo, how do I defeat this impossible demonic deer? And it's pretty simple. Well, I wouldn't say simple. Like, if you're a veteran player, it's probably gonna feel like a lot easier to you. What I feel like with the deer, from my experience, it's just a lot of time consuming because you have to do a lot of re-rolling for the perfect passives. And I'm gonna explain that all throughout the video, what you want to look out for, especially the gimmicks with this deer, because there's a lot of them that you gotta look for. Especially with the new red light green light gimmick, where you have to go around with the color wheel. And first of all, there's a couple card sets that are perfect for the deer. The healing card set is absolutely garbage for the deer. I use it, but it's pretty much trash for myself. It's not no, like, cause he doesn't debuff as much as you think, so it's pretty garbage. And then when he does debuff, there's a debuff like infect. It's garbage. So don't use the healing card set unless that's like your only thing you have, really. The best ones are going to be the pumpkin Halloween one, which is the damage reduction one, and the new demonic beast card set one, which pretty much increase your damage to your single targets by 20% if you got it maxed out. But it's very hard to get that because the bird card is very hard to get. It's a 0.1%, and either you can be extremely lucky or you can be, yeah, so 1%. So you can be either lucky for it or unlucky, like myself, who still haven't got the card. And there's different rates on here as well, so you can get it on like stage 2 as well. Like this one has 0.6, and I think this one has like what, 0.2. So you can get lucky on the stage 2 and stage 1. It's almost impossible, but I've seen it happen. It's good to infinitely farm this anyways, because you can try to get to more holy relics, which means more box CC for yourself. So it's a good thing about that. But I want to try to go to the card sets so you guys can know which one I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you could have a good idea. I kind of upset because I didn't really pull for this one. Well, I didn't really try to get it because I was too busy trying to look for the healing card set one that I didn't really pay attention to, like the free ones. This one right here, this one I mean with the Halloween one, which is the damage reduction. This one is very good for the last stage for Matrona players, especially because he gets to, like, because on the last stage he deletes cards if he does damage to you. And with Matrona taunt plus with his damage reduction, it pretty much makes you immune to that card, which is very, very good. And like this one, like I said before, the demonic beast set, which increase your single attack damage by 20%. You got it maxed out. And if you don't know how to get these cards, Margaret, you get it from PvP, 10,000 coins. Brunhild, you defeat 3.5 Ragnarok story. Matrona, you clear Tower Trial 13th floor. The winter one, you buy it through the new heaven shops for like 300 purple orbs. And I already talked about the bird. You just defeat the bird and hopefully you get it. That's pretty much it. But I want to try to just talk about the demonic bird. Oh my god, demonic deer. I want to say bird. And this is the team I use for the demonic deer. It's the most common one to defeat the deer on. But I have this interesting image that I got from my Discord, and it has a lot of the teams. So shout out to the person who made this. It was actually pretty nice. Let me see. Let me pull it up. Let's see if I can pull up. There we go. I think it's gonna show, right? Oh my god, it's gonna show. All right, there. Boom. It has this team. So shout out to the person at Mike Maru _ Mogu for this image. It pretty much has a lot of Korean, JP, and English YouTubers teams that they've been using for the deer. I don't know if it's ranked or anything like that, or it's just teams that they use. And as you can see, a lot of them have Traitor Meliodas. So if you're a person who unlucky to have Traitor Meliodas, you're probably not gonna defeat the deer all the way. You can probably defeat the stage 2, but man, it's gonna be hard for you. And like I said before, the first one is the team I use. It's like the best one, the easiest one to use. I seen Andy use like the goddess one that's on the bottom one. I seen him use that team and defeat the deer. I would say, what's his name, like Scotty? Like this one is also I've seen people use and beat the deer. Gother one is a trash because he has a passive where it sucks for rank up units, so I don't really trust this one. but I think you can defeat at least stage 1 or 2 with that Eikthyrnir's team. But that's pretty much just the teams you want to do. I'm gonna go over like all the stages in detail on how you should beat it, how you should like play around with the gimmicks. Just show you right now the teams that you want to think you can make and look out for. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how I defeat the deer. Go through all the stages and what you want to do. Like I mentioned earlier, you want to do, it's not that if you're a veteran player it's hard, it's more so that it's time consuming, and most people don't have the time for it because you have to do a lot of re-rolling on passives. You have to do a lot of RNG that could cost you your run. There's a lot of things that go wrong with the deer, but this is the team I use. Remember, I use the healing card set, which is the worst one for it. Don't use the healing card set, it's garbage. Just use the free Halloween one. It's a lot better, especially if you use the Matrona team, or if you get lucky, the demonic bird team, bird beast card. All right, so this is the first phase. It's easy. Like I mentioned before, there's a sort of a gimmick where it's kind of like red light, green light. You'll notice on it happened on either on phase 2 or phase 4 of each stage, where you have to match the color. So let's say I'm gonna show you in a minute after I defeat this. It's not hard to do this one. I just use random attack cards, and I just go from Eikthyrnir ultimate, which is sweet. It's always good to have your Eikthyrnir ultimate for the next stage, because like I said, for his red light, green light, you basically just matching the color on his head. Not too complicated. I'll try to pause so you get what I'm trying to say. That's why I went for my attack card right there. All right, yeah, okay. So this stage, you saw that passive right there. That passive was like, if the enemy ranks up, decrease the enemy base stats by 100% every time he ranks up. So that's why rank up units are pretty much trash against this deer. So don't trust the rank up team that you saw. Rank ups are garbage. But yeah, on this stage, basically what happens is whatever color you use, you have to match the color wheel. So if you use a green attack card, you have to go with blue next time, and then blue goes to red, and it goes all over vice versa. And what happens is if you hit this man with a non-color that's on the top of his head, you get a disastrous debuff. And on this stage, this is where he's going to attack steal you if you do the wrong color. Now I don't do the wrong color because I've done this a million times. Like I defeat the deer a billion times. As you can see, I went with a blue card, green card, and then blue again. Goes back around. Now on this stage, you can also attack with Meliodas first. As you see, I did have Meliodas cards, but what some people do is they waste these Meliodas cards first, because this part you can at least do damage. So you just waste your Meliodas card and then you do the color wheel, just so you can get rid of all those cards of Meliodas, so you have extra times of getting like Matrona card, Arthur card, cards that you need to complete the wheel. And like I said, for not hard, he debuffs me, so he's pretty much stealing ultimates. So as you can see, I'm really being hesitant on attacking. I know I'm going to kill, so that's the only reason why I'm doing this. But if it was somehow like he survived, I would have been attack sealed right there. And this is a perfect passive. Wait, let me go back for you guys. Let me go back, because I do this run with the perfect passive, luckily. Because on this run, like I said before, you want to roll to the perfect passive, and there's gonna be some stages where I get a trash passive, but this is the best passive you want. This is the only passive you want for the stage, because he's gonna gain only 2 ult to gauge, so you want to try to go for that passive. And the reason being is because on the last stage, it is extremely important that you kill that man off, and you don't want any trash defensive passive, some damaging passive which you're gonna get killed off. That's why the deer isn't hard. it's just super time consuming. And that's what I hate about the deer. Like I could have a great run and then something mess me up where I can't either I can't complete a color wheel or something like that. I think this part I was doing a lot of thinking of what I should do next. So I was like, yo, what should I waste right here? And I think I just go from ultimate, because I think on this stage I have to try to get my ultimate off. Glorious HP. So I ult. I use a red card, green card, and blue card. So this part you just want to try to make sure he goes down below 50%. Actually, not 50%, but you know, down to like 20%, and then kill him off with all those ultimates. All right, so this time we on the second phase, and this one, like I said before a million times probably in this video, this deer isn't hard, just time consuming, because you gotta re-roll all these passives, and if you get a bad passive, which is a lot of them, you're gonna have to restart, because there's only like one specific passive that you want to get on the third phase of this. And I'll probably well, not probably, I'm going to explain on the last phase which one you want to get. And I believe he has a Pierce card right here. That's his AoE. So I'm just spamming my attack cards. I think this is one where I messed up, or not messed up, that I got bad RNG, and you guys get to see that in action. And there we go. And I just do this, go from ultimate. I usually always try to go from my Escon ultimate. As you can see right now, I have my hand filled with blue, red, and green card. Now this one, it's a little tricky. Now this one, if you don't hit him with the right color, you're frozen. And for this one, you want to be frozen on a certain part, which is going to be every second turn, because if you're not frozen on one of your allies, then he will nuke you. And I'm gonna show you right here. So I just do the regular basic. Also, you're not gonna do no damage because you got the damage reduction thing right there until you break through the whole cycle. You have to do a whole cycle, guys. Make sure you guys do a whole cycle. You can't just start off with I don't know, a blue and a red and then leave it at that. The damage reduction thing will not go away until you break the cycle. So right here, this is where I'm gonna just attack him, and you can see I'm gonna be frozen right here. I could have just wasted that Meliodas card, but I saved it just in case. And I'm frozen right here. Now this is the part where you want to be frozen, because then this will nuke you. But because I was frozen right there, it doesn't nuke me. So if you thought you can have an immunity team, good luck with that one. So I just kill him off. It's ult spam. I probably overkilled with this, but it's fine. And I believe he removes buffs on this as well on the stage. You probably saw on that phase he was removing buffs. That's gonna happen regardless because of the freeze you have to go through. So don't trip about that. He keeps that HP buff on him for about 2 turns. So you just need to spam attack cards really. Also, you can see he has an infect, but he's not gonna always use the infect. Like right now, you can see he's not about to use an infect. Just give you the opportunity to heal up. You don't want to play too much of this stage because he will eventually kill you off. Because you're gonna get a buff, or you're gonna run out of HP regardless. That's why the damage reduction card set is also really important for this if you're free to play, or not free to play, but have time on your side to not want to do the demonic beast and try to farm for that card set. It is really hard to get that card, man. I've been wanting to get that card, man. Cause I'm tired of using the trash healing card set. Cause I don't have like the pumpkin one. Oh man. Yeah, I just used up my single attack card just because. Which I think, was this a bad idea? Oh yeah, this was a bad idea because I couldn't get no blue cards the next phase, right? I think that's what happened. And I had to stall. Yeah, I should have used like both my Meliodas cards because I didn't really need Meliodas cards. That's what messed me up right here. But, and this is a trash pass right here. If you don't know what that passive did right there, basically, let me make sure I'm reading this right because I do have all these passives like written down. If you don't attack him, he'll gain back like 10% of the maximum HP, and that's not very good because that will happen through like all your stages, and he gets pretty tanky like on stage 3, so you don't want that passive at all. And as you see, I'm clicking off, and this time I have a perfect passive this time, and it's this one, which is the sword. The only bad thing is I have this defensive one, which is garbage. The defensive one is like make sure, but defense related stats increase by 30% if you don't attack them, so this one is pretty trash. But the sword one is the one you really want. The defense one is okay-ish. I just hate the defense one because it makes Arthur AoE do no damage, but the attack one is the one you really want, which is at the start of the battle. Wait, not the start of the battle. If he doesn't take damage, his damage will increase by 50% at the beginning of the next turn. As you can see, it says 50%. I'm trying to make sure I'm reading through all the right passes because it's different floors. But yeah, if he doesn't take damage, his damage will increase by 50% at the beginning of the next turn. And that's the best one you can get, because the other ones are you reduce your ult gauge by 2 every time he appears, which is bad because you want to keep being able to spam your ultimates during these stages like this one. And the other one is if you don't attack him, he'll gain back 10% max HP, which was the green one that I just reset. That's why I said the deer is that annoying, because you have to do all these resetting passives. That's why a lot of people hate it. That's why. But this is a good one. I think I messed up on this run because I didn't pull another color card, and I had to stall. Now I don't know if this is the one. Oh, this, I know what will happen. I defeated this off camera, and then I redid my runs. I redid the whole thing, and I got way better passes for the next stage. So I'm like, I had a defensive passive, and I was frozen right there. I forgot all about the frozen passive thing right there. Or I probably didn't even forget. I just wanted to try to see if I can kill before then. He gets an annoying stance card after this. As you can see, you don't want that stance card to happen. I'm gonna be completely honest, because he takes like no damage after that. And you saw it right there where the AoE did like no damage. That's because I had the defensive passive on me. That's why I said I hate that one. And this is the stance one right here, where he's gonna take like no damage. You can get through this, but you're gonna have low HP. See, I wanted to quit this, but I played it through, and you can see I'm taking damage as I am like attacking. Usually you want to just quit this if that happens to you. But I just played it through. You can probably just like try to like stall through it. I just move my cards while doing no damage to him. Remember guys, you get like 50, he gets like that increased thing too. Increases damage. which is annoying. Now I didn't lose that much HP, but yeah, I waited till the stance was gone and did that. You could have probably like stalled it out maybe. And like I said before, I reset the whole run, so you probably don't even see me use the defense thing. Not much to say about the stage, because actually there is like the color wheel gimmick and stuff like that still on there. I don't really care about the passives that's come here, because all the passives on stage 3 are pretty much garbage, which are not garbage in a bad way, but as easy is what I mean. I'm surprised I didn't show like the perfect passives for this. I usually just show the passive, but you guys already get it from last time. Had the defensive one. I believe I reset the run though, because you see my Eikthyrnir is at full HP now. I believe this one where I reset the run, like I said before. Don't think I got the same thing where I have the defense pass, so I have to see with my Arthur AoE. If my Arthur AoE does damage, I don't have the defensive one on. That's how I can tell, guys. And I take a lot of damage right here, and I just spam my AoE. Remember guys, you want to try to make sure you have enough cards for the color wheel. So if you want to give up Meliodas cards, you're welcome to do so. I think I used up all my Meliodas cards. Oh no, I just used my AoEs. You can see he took away my ability to get my ultimate gauge right there. So make sure you have your Eikthyrnir ults ready. That's the HP one, doesn't really matter. Told you all the passes on here are pretty trash. You're able to do damage on this one as well, so I just wasted Meliodas card. The thing what you want to do on this stage is you want to try to save up a gold card. Some people save up Eikthyrnir gold card, but that's if you have the demonic beast sets to get that increase in damage. I save up the Meliodas gold card because I don't have the set yet, and his card does more damage than anybody else on my team. He gets the damage reduction thing, so you want to be very careful the way you play this out with your cards. See, right now I have no blue cards, so I can't use anything really. Now what I've noticed with the color thing, which right up here where you see with the yellow mark, that this means that you're gonna do a lot more damage with this color as well. But you gotta get through the damage reduction first. So red is doing a lot more damage, and you're probably gonna notice that if I ever get the chance to attack. I'm gonna start doing insane damage if it matches that color that's up there next to the yellow. And sometimes it switches over every time he does the buff thing. The next time is gonna be green this time. So I just use the color wheel thing, and I just use the attack card. I just called it a day. I was like, let me just use this up. Now if you want to play off that, knowing that, you can if you want to. This time I switched to green, so now my green card is going to do a lot more damage. A lot of people don't really talk about that. They usually just focus on like the matching the color wheel. So we just do that, and we finally defeated the color wheel, so now we can do damage. And you guys can see that my green card is about to do insane amount of damage right here. And you want to save your Matrona taunt, because on the phase 3 he's going to start taking away your cards or gauge. To watch, I'm doing a lot more damage because of matching. Matrona couldn't even do damage right there. That's how you can tell that the damage is boosted by a lot. Now you want to go for Matrona taunt card. Remember guys, he will delete cards right here. and you'll notice he'll also take away your gauge. Now for this one, if you don't have Matrona, you want to make sure whoever has the lowest HP gets hit the most. So you want to try to make sure, like, yo, if a unit has the lowest HP, that this is the person that you want to get hit with, or the cards you don't care about. Because I had moments where I didn't have a taunt, but because Matrona had the lowest HP of my team, you lose the card. She lose the card. So you want to make sure that Matrona has the lowest HP. And that's why the damage reduction card is also the best one for this, because you get to make sure that Matrona doesn't take damage from that card. All right, I'm doing damage. It's okay. I'm almost out of taunt turns. I'm trying to hope that I get a taunt. I think I messed up on one of these runs. I think it's this one where I accidentally don't use a taunt card when I actually did get one. Oh, this is one where I didn't have like the buff removal card for myself. And that's why this run is also super hard to do, because you have to complete the color wheel on phase 4 to do damage. And what happens is cards get deleted, so you want to make sure you have the damage reduction. Like, you really do want to have that card. I'm almost dead on Eikthyrnir too. That's also a very important reason why you want to make sure you delete those cards, delete those buffs. That means Eikthyrnir is gonna start to die. And now we gotta pray that we get a Matrona card. And I finally get one Matrona card. So we just ult right here with our Eikthyrnir, because he'll lose gauge afterwards. Because he has a card, he'll take away gauge. Sometimes he doesn't, sometimes he do. You don't want to risk that. Look, watch this. And then he takes away my gauge right here. So remember, guys, what you want to do, I'm checking his HP to see how much he has left. On this stage, what makes this so hard is that, and why you have to be so specific on passive, is that if he goes below 20%, he'll heal all the way to full HP. And you don't want him to have one of those trash passives. That's why this one is so specific. So you want to be very, very careful with the passive that you get. But there's a gimmick that you can use for this stage where you get to reset. So say I do too much damage right here, you're able to reset by closing the app or by exiting out of the PC version by just clicking X on the PC version, and you get to redo the whole turn in general. And that's what most people do. Like, I'm about to show you right now. I'm about to do it myself because I accidentally did too much damage, so I misjudged how much I was doing. And boom, full HP. And I reset right there by just clicking X. And I went straight back to the same exact turn, and I get to do it over. Right? It was like I returned to the past. And we do this again. All right, this time at 169, and look at that. Didn't even kill this man off. He had 0.1% HP left, bro. You can't even see. You can't even see the HP. You can't even see it. That's crazy. He survived with 0.1% HP left. You can't even see the bar. And he's still alive. So I had to reset that one. And this is the part where I finally got it perfectly. And I just used that card. And he's at a decent chunk now. And boom. It's finally dead. I'd had to do all that. All that. To defeat the deer. Oh my god. Yes, guys, it's all that, man. So that's how you defeat the deer. It's a lot of re-rolling for passives. Sometimes you get lucky with it, sometimes you don't, and it sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. It's very time consuming because you have to do a lot of resetting, and sometimes RNG can mess you up sometimes. But if you have the pumpkin card, good stats in your units, it shouldn't be too bad for you. But again, guys, hopefully this guys help you for the deer. I'm trying to see if I can do like a free-to-play guide to at least clear some of the floors, like floor 1 and floor 2 free-to-play. But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoy. This really, guys, I'm out. Peace.